guys, and welcome back to my channel, Jen Heward, aka HunnyBuns Fit. Talk a lot about weight loss, talk a lot about how to lose fat, how to maintain muscle. But one that actually doesn't get talked about enough is weight gain. Let's face it, not all of us are going for weight loss. Some of us want to do a bulk, some of us want to gain weight, and there's not a lot of people, especially I think women athletes, there's like a handful that share how to gain weight properly, how to even start, because some of us are so lost and we're scared of gaining too much weight and not the right weight. That's where a series of things play a huge role in helping keeping the body fat percentage under control while you're gaining muscle at the same time. The first mistake most people think is when they go on a bulk, they're like, I can eat anything and everything. You can't just eat anything and everything. I mean, you're essentially just doubling everything up and eating more than you're used to, but you still have to keep track of what you're intaking, what kind of food items they are, because if you're just gorging yourself on tons of the crazy everything and anything, all the sugars, pastries, all that stuff, just to try to get calories in, those food items can actually be your downfall. Weight gain, muscle gain, doing any kind of bulk is still just as crucial as losing weight. There's still a science to it, and you still have to follow a specific protocol if you want to do it right. I have never personally done a bulk or tried to gain weight because I never had a need to. I've been pretty satisfied with where I'm at, maybe in the future, but I do work with a lot of clients who want to gain weight. But really what it comes down to is just like you would with fat loss. I mean, diet, training, it's just gonna be a different end of the spectrum. When you're going into a weight loss, you are cutting calories, you're increasing intensity in training. And then when it comes to bulking, you're eating more and you still have intensity in your training, but you're just not doing as much cardio. I am going to be sharing my knowledge with you. I'm going to be going through a series of different tips and suggestions and recommendations of how to get started. We are going to do the diet, we are going to do the training, and we are going to do the supplements, which are going to be broken up in 3 different videos because it's going to be so much information. Are you guys ready for this? All right, weight gain for beginners. I did a video recently on body types, so you also have to take into account for your body type, okay? That's gonna play a huge role in how your body responds to the diet and the training program. If you are an ectomorph, which is naturally lean, you're gonna have really hard time putting on weight. This is where you're gonna really have to be committed 100% and really be patient, because it might take you guys a lot longer. Then we have mesomorph. They build muscle a little bit easier, but they do build fat easier. So you're not gonna have so much as a hard time. But then we have ectomorph, which you guys gain fat like that. And it can be hard for you to gain muscle. So take into account for your body type too as you go into this new program, into your bulk program. You might be doing a bulk with your friend and they might have like really quick results and success with that bulk program, and you're doing something similar but you're not seeing the same results. Remember, you guys might have a different body type than each other. So most of us know when it comes to diet and you're trying to bulk or trying to gain weight, you just gotta eat extra amount. You just gotta eat more food. That's really what it comes down to. When it comes to figuring out what you need specifically for you, why calculating out your macros, it kind of fine-tunes it for you instead of you guesstimating, because a lot of times when you guesstimate, you might be cutting yourself too short. The best way to figure that out is you can go to any macro calculator. I have one on my website, jenheward.com, and you can calculate your macros according to your weight gain goals. So what kind of a regimen you're gonna have as far as training goes, your supplements, and you'll be able to calculate the calories and the macros. So I highly recommend just not going, oh, I'm just gonna start adding more food in and just sticking with that. Now, some of you might have to increase your calorie intake or your macro intake over a period of time. You've been on a deficit for so long, you can't just throw a large amount of food in there and expect, oh yeah, I'm gonna gain weight just like that because I'm throwing in extra calories. Your body still has to adapt to the increase in your food. It's a process. This is months and months and months down the road that you are going to be increasing food intake, changing your training and working with that until you peak out at what your macros should be for the proper bulk or weight gain for you. Once you figure out that number, You're gonna be able to start from there, and then each week you're gonna slowly be able to increase. You know, you can increase it anywhere between, you know, 10, 15 grams each week. Let your body adjust, especially to carbs. Protein, fats, your body can adjust pretty easily to that, but carbs, doesn't matter, goes for anybody, especially if they were cut out for too long. You've got to let your body adapt and adjust to that. Carbs should be increased slowly over a period of weeks until you hit that goal number. For some of you that are going to be like, you know what, I don't want to track numbers, I don't want to do that, I don't want to even think about the math part of it. It's easier than it sounds, it's easier than it looks, but I think getting a specific number according to you and your goal is going to help you be so much more successful than just randomly throwing in a bunch of random food and thinking that you're intaking what you should be. Because like I said, most of the time we're not. Especially those of you that are not used to intaking a lot of food. Even just the slightest little increase of extra food, you're gonna feel like that's a lot, and you're probably not gonna even be close to what you should be intaking. So I think having a number, a guideline, something for you to look at and follow will help get you to your goal, and it'll help you keep you on track, and you'll be so much more successful. In your bulking process, you're gonna find that your world, that your life is gonna revolve around food. Because food, like I say all the time, even with your weight loss, is key to your success with your physique. You're gonna be eating more, but you're gonna also be eating more often. A lot of us are not used to that, especially if you've been like the 1, 2, or 3 meal kind of person. So it's really crucial because you want to be constantly supplying your body with the nutrients, the food that it needs in order for you to put on weight and maintain that weight. That's why it's important to break up your meals throughout the day. 2.5 hours is how you kind of want to space your meals out, especially if you're going to be intaking way more food. Sometimes it might be easier for a lot of you to stomach it and take it if you're separating it out versus eating a huge, large amount in once. You're probably not going to be able to stomach that, honestly. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you want to try to eat your first meal as quick as you can. You don't want to wait too long because your body's going to be in a fasted state. Your body has already depleted its glycogen stores from your muscle fibers or fat storage. If you don't have any energy for your body to pull from these glycogen stores, your body is going to immediately turn to muscle, and it's going to start catabolizing your muscle. So you don't want to do that. So try to eat as soon as you get up in the morning, and you want to eat pretty much, you know, throughout the day and right before bed. I told you, your life is going to revolve around food. Most of us will probably eat out of a little bowl or a little plate or pick out of containers. I don't know. Or you have a little container. That's the next thing you need to go big with. You need to get a bigger plate and a bigger container and bigger everything. That's what she said. Get your mind out of the gutter. Having larger plates and containers is going to help you be able to put more food in there, so you're eating more food. Because if you're just eating out of your little containers all the time, then you're only going to eat a small amount of food, so you're going to find you're not going to be gaining the weight that you want. You guys are going to find too, you're going to be feeling stuffed all the time. You're not going to be hungry. When you think about trying to eat your next meal, you're going to be like, There's a reason why your body feels that way. Most likely you've been on a restricted diet for so long, your stomach has shrunk, and your metabolism basically is shut down. It goes into starvation mode. It's gonna happen to a majority of you who start a bulk. You're just gonna be like, oh my God. You're gonna feel stuffed like a turkey. But if you stay consistent over a period of time, weeks, you're gonna end up getting hungrier, and you're gonna find that you're gonna be eating your meals, and then you're gonna feel like you're not full enough. Just like anything else, yeah, it's slow progress, it's slow adjustments. Don't skip meals, and never train hungry. Never ever do that. You want to make sure you are fueled and ready to go for your training session, because if you're not, where are the gains gonna come from? If you're not, don't have anything. Yeah. I hear this all the time, you guys. So many people will do a protein shake before they work out. That is probably the worst thing you can do. So a lot of you aren't very educated in whey protein and a protein shake. It is liquid form, fast digesting into your bloodstream, into your system, like boom. You'll probably find you take a protein shake, you're gonna be hungry 30 minutes later. It's not a real meal, and it's not something you want to intake before a training session, especially if you're trying to bulk, if you're trying to gain weight. If you take in that protein shake like 30 minutes before your workout, you're gonna probably have already burned through it and used what you needed for your body before you even started training. So you're gonna be on an empty tank basically. The best time to do a protein shake, and in this case, a high calorie, high protein one is what you wanna go for. So like a weight gainer protein shake. Do it right after you train. And then also you can, in between your multiple meals a day, you can throw in protein shakes as a snack. Don't replace meals. Don't replace 2 of your meals with just protein shakes. This is something you'll do in between your meals because it's gonna help keep getting those calories in, and quick too. And it's something that'll, you'll be able to like digest easier than slamming a bunch of food in your stomach. So having a protein shake and be able to do those in between meals will help you get those calories in. You want to make sure that you're eating a good amount of food before your training session. You don't want to have just one meal. You want to make sure that you have had taken in enough food, let your body absorb certain things, and have adjusted to the food before you go train. 2-3 meals is a good starting point to make sure that you have intaked before you go train. What I just mentioned earlier, the food choices, you guys. I talk about this all the time about eating whole nutrient dense foods, and especially in maintaining or weight loss. Same thing goes for weight gain. You don't want to eat foods that have no nutritional value. Most of that is your pastries, your donuts. Don't get me wrong, you can have those things, but a lot of people replace most of their meals that should be whole nutrient dense with these high sugar fat items, and that's what's going to be your downfall. That's where you're going to get more fat gain than muscle gain. The rule still applies when you're trying to gain weight that you still need to eat whole nutrient dense foods. A lot of those high sugar, high fat items will leave you feeling sluggish because you get that insulin boost, that spike, and then it comes down just quick, and then you're like, Rrr. There's good and bad times to intake something like that. So it's just about balance and timing it right. You can still have like cheats and have like, your 1-2 nights a week where you splurge on that stuff, but don't do it every day and thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna get me bulked up, yeah. Bulked up with fat. That I drink Carbolin a lot, and it's just a powdered mixture that's straight carbs. And it can be deprived from various different things. Most of the times it's like rice or potatoes or corn, but it's in powder form. A lot of times they have them flavored, and you can just mix it in water and drink that. So you're just getting straight carbs. So one I use is Carbolin, and it's by Forza 1. I absolutely love that one, but one scoop is 50 grams of carbs, and I usually will split mine up. But for those of you that are trying to gain weight, the Carbolin's great to drink during your workout, before, during, after. You really want to keep those around your workouts. Again, carb loading is what you want to do. So drinking that in, again, liquid form, right in your system, just quick. And it's a really perfect natural source of energy too. It's gonna help you get you through your workouts. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna help your body put on muscle and not use muscle for energy, burn it, destroy it. So Carbolin I highly recommend that, a carb drink during your workout, or before or after, or all of them. Again, do not replace majority of your meals with a carb drink. There's not gonna be a lot of nutrients in your Carbolin. It's gonna be basically your glucose, a supply of glucose, carb, a potato, rice or oatmeal or any of those. There's certain nutrients, minerals, and vitamins that come from those that aren't gonna be found in your Carbolin. Or there might be missing some of that. So that's why it's good to still have a whole food. Don't be replacing all your carbs with Carbolin. So as you do start gaining muscle, your body is going to adjust and adapt. The more muscle you have, the more calories you need. You guys are gonna find that you're gonna be cooking a lot, you're gonna be prepping a lot, you're gonna be eating a lot and all the time. You're gonna be like, oh my God, this is never ending. You're gonna feel like you're gonna wanna throw up and you just can't do it. This is what happens when you go to gain weight. Everything increases, and most of you are not going to be used to it. When you do start seeing a fluctuation in your weight, and getting that out of your mind and not fearing weight gain, because most of us fear that. A lot of us will start a bulk and not finish it because we start seeing weight gain and we're like, we can't do it. I got fat on my stomach or fat in areas I don't want it. But think about the end result. Think about why you're doing this, and you want to make gains in certain areas. And if you do it properly, then when you get to that point where you finish your bulk, you lean down, you that muscle that you work so hard on building is gonna show, and you're gonna be so proud of yourself. So think of that, think of that. Yeah. So it's good to make sure that you intake at least 2 or 3 meals before your training session. Try to eat a protein and a carb at least 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what the food source is, before your training. Sweet potatoes are always a good choice before training session because they are slow digesting, which gives you kind of that constant supply, that constant energy, kind of keeps you full too. Drink your BCAAs and your carb drink during your workout, or even right before, during, even after. Mix it in with your whey protein shake right after you work out. Sometimes even taking in some fruit with your whey protein right after you work out, because you got a clean source of carbs and sugars right there, fast digesting and absorbing in your system to help with recovery and replenish your glycogen stores, get your insulin boost back up because you'll be depleted after your training. So fruit is really good choice right after a workout with a whey protein shake. Then like give yourself about maybe an hour or so, and then you'll be on to your next meal. So you're gonna find you're gonna be eating like a fat, carb, and a protein almost every meal, every day. Yeah. Really, who can complain for more carbs? We honestly think they're a little evil, but carbs are our life. They are. You stay committed and you stay consistent with your diet, you're gonna start seeing weight gain, and in the right ways, in the right areas. It could be 4 or 6 weeks if you're committed and you're consistent and you do it right and you're intaking the adequate amount of food. Some of you have to slowly increase over a period of time. It's going to take you a little bit longer, but it's going to happen. Just like weight loss does not happen overnight. Weight gain does not happen overnight. Hopefully this diet video, weight gain for beginners, was helpful for you guys and kind of giving you an idea and getting you on track for the beginning of your bulk journey. Stay tuned because we have 2 more videos. The next one is going to be a training. And if there are anybody out there who's been through a bulk and has been successful with their bulk, please share any of your knowledge below. I think it's awesome when we share it and it becomes a community. So